Hello friends, welcome to Borthakur's IAS Academy. So I just want to talk some things about history. What exactly is history? How you will be preparing for your civil service examination, and what should be your approach. So आपका approach कैसा होना पड़ेगा? So what the main thing is the mindset of history. आपका mindset में क्या है? Means if you think that history is a mere factual knowledge, that is an absolute wrong thing. As I have mentioned here, that history is not fact merely. History is a series of circumstances. History is a series of events which took place during several periods of time, and history is still continuing. History is still continuing. Today's date, whatever thing is happening is going to be history for tomorrow. So you cannot negate history. It constitutes a very important part in your civil service examination, where I will be taking classes very soon. So now, since history is not a fact, जो कि history fact नहीं है, so people tries to ask me that sir, that I have to understand, I have to remember some dates, I have to know the chronological order of all the things, all the kings, all the queens, all the wars, all the events. कि उसको करे कैसे? अरे करे कैसे? You don't have to mug up everything. You just have to focus on the series of events. The what series of events went and when and why. So you have to make a linkage. You have to make a linkage on the series of events. And if you simply mug up the dates of history, that is a gone era. So APSC और UPSC आजकल जो कि आपका स्टेट सर्विस का एग्जाम भी होगा, I can talk about UPSC, I can talk about GPSC. No state examinations nowadays talks merely about facts. Facts has lost relevance. People nowadays, in the question pattern, it is a complete analytical pattern. It is a complete comprehensive way of understanding what exactly is history. What is a series of events? Because nowadays we do not focus on where is Taj Mahal. For example, who killed Shah Jahan and how Shah Jahan died? Was Aurangzeb responsible for the decline of the Mughal? Which is a very important question of medieval India. So this type of factual thing, where is Mohenjo-daro? Where is Kalibangan? Where is Lothal? You know, where is the bone of a horse being found? But these things has lost relevance. This thing has lost relevance. और अगर ये सब का relevance अगर है, तो sometimes in rare cases the civil service examination जो कि आपका state भी है, and also the UPSC examinations, they can ask you at some point of time. Rarely. But nowadays, आजकल the things has become statement wise, statement oriented आजकल हो गया है. Statement oriented questions आजकल इसलिए पूछे जाते हैं. This is the reason behind which is that you have to understand the chronology. You have to understand the chronology of the facts. You have to understand the chronology of the events. So without understanding a single event, you cannot understand the succeeding events. Or if you understand from the middle event, you cannot understand the previous events. So you have to understand all the events, and you cannot say that I have just marked up all the facts, so I know history. पहले का history ऐसा था कि when was Akbar born, when Akbar died, when did Qutbuddin Aibak died, when was the slave dynasty founded, when was the Qutub Minar being formed, who built Qutub Minar, these things. No. Who was Amir Khusro, who was Tutiye-Hind, who was called, the messenger of the Sikhs. These all things, these all factual questions, these has lost all relevance. Relevance they have lost, but you have to know them very well, because if you know the facts, you will know the series of events. So now, historical approach, the study of history has shifted towards a new dimension. So, in my classes, I will be talking about all the series of events, all the connections, all the links through which you can have a clear-cut understanding of what exactly happened and why it happened. For example, I can give you a typical example of the starting of ancient India. See, if you study of ancient India, many people ask me that, sir, this Indus Valley civilization is the only topic in the ancient India? No. The answer is no. Indus Valley do not constitute only the topic for ancient India. Indus Valley khali topic nahi hai. Harappa khali topic nahi hai. We have topics. We will have a sequence of topics. After the Indus Valley, we will be coming to the Vedic period. That is the invasion of the Aryans. Okay? So without understanding, just a simple example I am giving you. Without understanding कि हड़प्पा क्या था, मोहेंजोदारो क्या था, you cannot understand why did the Aryans invaded India? Why did the Aryans invaded the Indian subcontinent? So there is a link, there is a series of link between all the things. Now from this Vedic period onwards, we will be going to the pre-Mauryas. Okay? The pre-Mauryas, which is called the rise of atheistic religions like Jainism, Buddhism, etc. Where the Kshatriyas has formed religions like Jainism, Buddhism, and some other heterogeneous sects. So we will be talking about the pre-Mauryas, but without understanding the problems of the Vedic age, you cannot understand why was Buddha born, why was Jain born, why was the principle of Buddhism born, why was the principle of Jainism born, without understanding the dogmatism of what exactly was happening during this Vedic age. So that is very important. That is very important for you to understand the series of the linkages. I am repeatedly saying you, आप लोग लिंक का जो सीरीज है, जो सीरीज का जो लिंक है, that you have to understand it very well, and then you have to go through all the series. IBC में क्या हुआ, IBC का क्लाइमेक्स कब आया, IBC का खत्म कब हुआ, 1750 में IBC खत्म हो गया, उसका क्लाइमेक्स कहाँ पे आया. These dates has lost all kind of relevance in today's historical approach, mind you. So now I have said about the rise of Jainism and Buddhism. Why Jainism and why Buddhism has rose? Because of certain practices of the Vedic ages. Due to certain, problems of the Vedic ages, this rise of atheistic religions has begun in the Indian subcontinent. Now, after this pre-Mauryas, we will be coming to Ashok or the Mauryas. And in these Mauryas, we will talk about Mauryan bureaucracy. We will talk about Ashok the Great. We will talk about the War of Kaling. So it's a series of events. We will talk about why Ashok has adopted Buddhism. We will talk about why Chandragupta and all has believed in certain heterogeneous sects. We will talk about various issues. We will talk about various kind of dimensions. We will talk about commentaries. We will talk about commentaries of various historians on the Mauryan period. For example, I will talk about Romila Thappar's certain models of Ashokan history. So you have to understand, आपको समझना पड़ेगा the series of events. If you do not understand the series of events, अगर आपको यहाँ पे if you start studying about who was Ashok and you do not know who converted Ashok into Buddhism, you will be left nowhere. So UPSC test your analytical skills. इसीलिए बोल रहा हूँ कि you do not focus only on the dates, you do not focus only on your mere factual knowledge. अरे भाई ताजमहल कहाँ पे है, कुतुब मीनार कहाँ पे है, where is this and that. These things has lost all relevance in today's world, in today's historical approach, in today's civil service approach. It has lost all relevance. Then we'll come after these Mauryas, after the death of Ashok, after the last ruler of the Mauryas, will come about the post-Mauryas. We'll come about post-Mauryas. We will talk about the invasions. See, there were two invasions. Very, very important invasion. One invasion was the invasion of the Aryans, which I have said about. From the IBC link to the Vedic, the Aryans invaded. Yes? Next, I am talking about the post-Mauryas, where we have Indo-Greeks, invasion of the Greeks. They have culminated into a very different kind of socio-economic background, a very different kind of historical theme in the Indian subcontinent. So we'll talk about the post-Mauryas, we'll talk about the very important ruler called the Kushans. We'll talk about the great Kushan. We'll talk about all the different rulers of the post-Mauryan period. So without understanding the Mauryas, the post-Mauryans has lost all relevance. You will not understand anything. ऐसे ही बैठ के just video देख के चला जाने का मतलब कुछ भी नहीं होता है. So that is a very important thing. You have to understand each and every fact. You have to know it. You have to not by heart it. You have to understand. You have to listen it like a story. It's like a story. It's like a film. It's like a movie. You see a movie, you don't remember everything, but you remember the main theme. So whenever you study, suppose I say about ancient India, you have to remember the complete theme. कि यहाँ पे ये हुआ था, okay. You do not remember dates, no issue is there. But you will be able to frame good answers in your mains examination. You will be able to know certain things. Even in the prelims, this will help you. This approach will help you. Undoubtedly, it will help you like anything, what I'm saying. Believe me, it will help you in a very great way. So, this post-Mauryas will go about. Then we'll be coming about a very important aspect. Will come about, which is one of the very important part. Okay, we'll talk about the Guptas. Okay, we'll talk about Samudra Gupta. We'll talk about Sri Gupta, founder of Gupta dynasty. We'll talk about Samudra Gupta. Okay. So these Guptas we'll be talking about, and then after the Gupta period ends, the Gupta age is also called the Golden Age. APSC का सबसे important question ये आता है. APSC asks this question. There are evidences. People repeats. APSC has repeated this question. Why Gupta age is called the Golden Age of India? So this part, without understanding why Gupta age was the golden period, if you do not know what exactly was happening before the Gupta age, there is nothing will understand it. So try to understand why Gupta age is called the golden age is very important. For this you have to know the previous parts. Correct? Thank you. So next we'll be coming about the last topic, which is the post-Guptas. We'll talk about the post-Guptas, and within this post-Guptas we'll talk about Harshvardhan, we'll talk about various other rulers, we'll talk about the contribution of these rulers along with the northeastern part of India, along with Assam. So this series has got a link. This series has got everything you have to understand, everything you need to know for your upcoming examination. So as I have said you, history is not merely a fact. History is not merely knowledge, or not only dates, but it is a series of events. So we'll talk about this one, and the last topic will be post-Guptas. Along with ancient Indian syllabus, I will be discussing about the art and culture corresponding to those parts. For example, the art and culture of the Indus Valley civilization, the art and culture of the Mauryan period, the art and culture of the Gupta ages, which is the golden ages. We'll talk about in detail in all these things. So I think you have got a good idea, you have got a better idea. So we'll meet very soon, and stay healthy. Subscribe to Borthakur's IAS Academy. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Borthakur IAS Academy.